you've been wondering what the Indian team is up to in the West Indies, given there's been a long break for the players and after they've reached the Caribbean, what is it that's keeping them busy? Well, we're telling you what they're up to. In a bid to get over the jet lag, the team management allotted a few days where the team could just relax before they get to serious business. They were seen playing beach volleyball, but in the latest video that's been put up by the BCCI, as you can see on your screens, during India's training, they had a special visitor. That's right. The team is seen meeting the legendary Sir Garfield Sobers. In the video, the likes of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and Ravichandran Ashwin can be seen meeting and greeting the legendary West Indies cricketer. India head coach Rahul Dravid, while introducing Shubman Gill to Sir Garfield Sobers, described Gill as one of our most exciting young batsmen, to which Sir Gary Sobers replied by saying, "I saw about you." And these are, I don't know if you guys have seen, I'm sure you've seen the video. Everyone's seen this video, but it's wonderful to watch, Vedam, to see arguably one of the greatest all-rounders to have played the game, talk to these Indian players, and just the respect that you saw there. You could see Virat Kohli meeting him, and just the respect that you saw in Virat Kohli in the way he met him. There's Shubman Gill meeting him. It's a wonderful moment. Vedam?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Neha, I wholeheartedly agree with you. One of the great things of touring West Indies or covering cricket or even playing cricket there for these youngsters, of course, would be that they would get to meet a lot of legends, genuine legends who, and they're not hassled. West Indies celebrates cricket, which is what I always liked when I went there. They celebrate cricket. They are not cricket crazy, but they really celebrate cricket. And they're great fans of cricket. It's a pity that they are struggling as they are struggling now. But, everybody gives you advice there. And when they give you advice, they tell you how to play. They tell you, you must tell your players, this is how they got to play, man. Why they play the bounce? Play the ball, man, not the bounce. And those are the days when people used to keep bouncing at them, and they would say, make them play the ball, not the bounce. And
Okay, I think you've muted yourself. Vedam, just unmute yourself.
am I muted? No,
Yeah.
I'm not muted.
Yeah,
Oops.
go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. So Sobers is not Sobers is an outstanding legend, and they are very lucky to meet him. But he is not the only person they're going to meet. They'll Colin Croft, who's actually a pilot, who flies to keep his whatever commercial license going. He lands up at most matches, and a whole lot of other West Indian legends land up. They talk to the players, they talk to the media. They're so friendly, and I think you soak into the atmosphere of cricket in West Indies. You really do. Like I said, just the only pity is they are really wallowing right at the bottom now. Otherwise, it would have been a great tour.
Yeah, just to think, Jamie, it's ironic. I mean, you see Sir Gary Sobers, one of the greatest, and the others, and you see what West Indies are doing in the World Cup qualifiers, how they've not been able to qualify for the World Cup, and you wonder what seems to have gone wrong. I remember speaking to Chris Gale was on the show, you were there as well, Vedam was there, and he spoke of how there have been changes and there have been too many changes and that we should we should give them some time. But having said that, it's been a lot of years now, and they just keep they just keep going down. It's almost like they're crash landing.
Absolutely. But I'm not surprised, Meha, because for many, many years now, one days have been their worst format. They're a natural fit to T20, which is why they are one of only two teams to win the T20I World Cup twice. It's a reason why their players are in such big demand. I mean, look at how many West Indians land up in the IPL and are still getting paid big bucks. So I'm not surprised that their one-day cricket is actually doing so bad. But you look at it, right? News came this morning, I think it was this morning or last night, that Jason Holder and Alzari Joseph have been called back from Zimbabwe. Other than that, if they do, and I'm assuming if they're being called back despite 2 matches left in the CWC qualifiers, that they're probably being called back with an eye on the test matches. Other than that, if they were not there, their test team is very, very different from this bunch of jokers who's gone and really made an embarrassment for the Caribbean region in Zimbabwe. I still think after T20s, they're still a half decent test side because they have certain players, Jermaine Blackwood, Craig Brathwaite is probably one of he and Pujara are probably the last two players who can bat out a day and a half, and score runs in the grafting style, as well as Tej Narayan Chandrapal. He played a lot of first class cricket before he got his chance, got 100, early on in his career. So when you look at their test team, yes, they're definitely underdogs despite being hosts. But I'm not going to entirely write off their test team. I don't see the one day team doing anything. India will probably win all the one days and probably win, just like last time, all the T20s. But the test team will still give India a fight because India is also a team which is carrying a few. I know we discussed this many, many times. A few players past their prime in the test squad as well.
But I love that moment, and I thought it was wonderful. It was a heartwarming
If I can just add,
video. Yes.
I mean, I like to ask you and Vedam. I'm just looking at the visuals now, and Ashwin would know exactly what he probably knows all of Sir Garfield Sobers' stats. Virat Kohli would have heard Rohit Sharma. I'm just wondering, how much would a Jaiswal know about the man who he's meeting? How much is the visual of Shubman Gill? How much would he have known? So it's fascinating. I'm not saying that they have to know, and if they don't know that that's anything wrong. But are they aware? Like Virat Kohli, of course, he's at that age where he would know of Garfield Sobers. But what an opportunity, And I hope, like Vedam said, that they do get these. I wouldn't call them chance encounters because West Indies, like Vedam said, they do celebrate. So this would have been a fairly orchestrated meeting, and I hope there are more such meetings. Just so a Shubman Gill and a Jaiswal or a Mukesh Kumar, that they understand, before these legendary players leave us, what these players did to countless fans, not just in the Caribbean. I've never seen Garfield Sobers play. I've never met him, but I've heard stories from. I mean, the man who coached me in school. He was watching. I think it was Kotla, or was it Kanpur or Kotla? He said that he actually saw, without exaggeration, he saw Garfield Sobers shape as the ball was delivered, shaped to play a cover drive. As the ball moved in, he actually changed his shot and whipped the ball towards square leg. So this is a genius, arguably the greatest all-rounder of all time. Yeah. And I hope these youngsters who maybe don't know about it now know a whole lot more about it.
I also like the way, I don't know if you watched the video closely, it was Rahul Dravid who kept getting the players to come and greet him, to meet him. And understandably, I mean, Rahul Dravid would know how great Gary Sobers is.